There is a moment before the click when the breath holds, when the chart is a night sky and the candlesticks are constellations that seem to whisper your name. Your finger hovers over buy or sell, and somewhere far beneath the screen, a door opens to a smaller room. A kitchen lit by afternoon sun, a father's voice careful with numbers, a mother's sigh traveling the length of a month's bills, a tiny hand counting coins and hearing, without words, the sermon of scarcity or abundance. Risk is not born on a trading desk. It is born in the first casino a child ever knows, the family's weather. Was tomorrow safe? Did dinner arrive on schedule? Did promises keep? Did the grown-ups fight quietly or loudly? Every market is a mirror, and in it we catch a glimpse of our first storms and shelters. We think we are weighing a setup. But our body has been practicing this decision for decades, calibrating to the rhythm of someone else's footsteps in the hall. The mystery is not that childhood lingers. The mystery is how precisely it composes the invisible algorithm we call risk tolerance. The heart rate that rises at a red candle. The calm that leaves when a trade goes against us by a hair. The chart is modern. The reflex is ancient. Tonight we trace the wire from crib to candlestick, from lullaby to limit order. We will step through the laboratories that map the circuitry of reward and fear, and we will visit the childhood rooms where trust and time first made their pact. We will watch how attachment becomes exploration, how unpredictability shortens horizons, how dopamine tunes itself to the drums of early life. We will listen to the scripts we inherit about money, status, and safety, and we will ask a dangerous, beautiful question. If childhood writes our first risk code, can adulthood debug it? 5 passages, 1 mystery, and at the end, a key in your hand. A way to trade not as the child who had to survive, but as the adult who chooses to build. Begin at base camp. The first market is the playground, the hallway, the space between a caregiver's eyes. In the language of attachment, a secure base is not a metaphor. It is a measurable power. Children who trust that comfort will return when they step too far tend to venture out, test, fall, and return again. Their nervous systems learn a choreography: approach, assess, recover. The brain's scaffolding, the prefrontal cortex learning to modulate the amygdala's alarms, the anterior cingulate tracking conflict without panic, grows under the shelter of predictable comfort. Years later, a trader with this lineage may still feel fear, but it is fear with a handle. Risk is a mountain with ropes and anchors. Conversely, where the base was fractured, comfort sometimes present, sometimes not, the map is smudged. Exploration can feel like abandonment. Staying still can feel like betrayal. In markets, this may become an oscillation. Long when lonely, flat when connection returns, entries serving emotional weather as much as technical cues. The science is careful here. Attachment is not destiny. But the pattern is durable. In the lab, securely attached individuals tolerate uncertainty longer, sampling information before leaping. In the wild, they size positions like climbers who trust their belay. The rest of us can learn, but first we must name what we lacked. A hand signaling, "Go, I'm here," and the inner echo that makes risk a kind of homecoming rather than exile. Then the clock. The famous candy on the table, the promise that if you wait, there'll be more. For years, the story was simple. The child who waits will become the adult who plans, invests, wins. Then researchers looked again and saw a quieter truth. The decision to wait is not a question of will alone, it is a referendum on the world. If the last few candies disappeared, if promises dissolved like sugar in tea, waiting is not noble, it's naive. Life history theory gives this sentiment a frame. When early environments are harsh or unpredictable, organisms shift toward faster strategies, favoring immediate gains, discounting distant rewards, updating quickly when the wind changes. In human terms, tight stop losses that prematurely cut winners, profits snatched at the first green candle, losses tolerated too long because tomorrow is a stranger. Reinforcement learning models have names for these dials: learning rate, discount factor. Childhood unpredictability often nudges them up and down, invisible to our awareness. Your thumb on the close button is not just impatience, it is inherited caution from a time when minutes mattered. On a screen, seconds still feel like fate. The pivot is not to scold the impulse, but to understand its origin and, in understanding, to retune the clock. Trust is time's currency, and adults can mint it deliberately, one consistent rule at a time. Now the chemistry that hums beneath our charts, the bright river called dopamine and the dark sea of cortisol. In adolescence and early adulthood, reward circuits in the ventral striatum and mesolimbic pathways calibrate to experience. When a world is volatile, signals may sensitize to novelty, pushing us toward the thrill of the next tick. When rewards are scarce or unpredictable, baselines can blunt, leaving us hungry for sharper spikes, trading not financial setups but physiological relief. Studies of early adversity report both patterns, some brains louder, some quieter, but the theme is stability's ghost guiding the tuning. The amygdala, sentinel of threat, learns the face of uncertainty. The prefrontal cortex, still wiring itself in youth, becomes either a wise traffic cop or a tired one. Under stress, after a string of losses, under the blue light of midnight, the old arrangement reasserts itself. The hot-cold gap yawns open. We chase to feel something. We avoid to feel nothing. Markets, with their variable reward schedules, become slot machines, and we are pigeons in a Skinner box pecking at price. There is no shame here, only biology. But biology is not a prison, it is a starting point. The more we see the chemistry, the less it puppeteers the hand. Between craving and click, a breath. Between fear and freeze, a plan. Between childhood's pharmacy and adulthood's desk, a bridge we can build. Listen now for the quieter inheritance, the stories about money that seeped through the floorboards. The family shapes the alphabet of value, and we spell with it all our lives. Some of us learned that money is danger, it breaks families, it arrives like a storm and leaves wreckage. Others learned that money is love's proxy. Attention follows income, affection rises with wins. Some were taught that money is a moral test. Those who seek it are suspect, or those who don't are weak. Clinicians call these money scripts, and research catalogs them. Avoidance, worship, status, vigilance. They are not mere opinions, they are codes activated under stress. In a drawdown, the worshiper doubles down to cleanse shame. The avoider self-sabotages profitable setups, top-roof purity. The vigilant never invests enough to matter, collecting immaculate but empty trades. The status devotee courts leverage like a carnival ride. Inheritance becomes strategy, but scripts can be revised. In therapy rooms and self-reflective journals, traders name the sentence that runs their risk and add a clause. Money is dangerous becomes when kept in the dark. Money is love becomes when paired with presence. The markets reflect these edits. Position sizing becomes a conversation, not a compulsion. The curve of a P&L ceases to be a heartbeat monitor for self-worth. We can make money a tool again, not a deity or a demon. Finally, the body, the oldest exchange we trade on. Long before a candle prints, the fascia tightens, the gut registers a squall. Early life stress leaves fingerprints in the HPA axis, the daily choreography of cortisol that sets the tempo for vigilance. Studies have reported that childhood adversity can alter the expression of genes like the glucocorticoid receptor, tuning the sensitivity of the system. Heart rate variability, the music of the vagus nerve, tends to be lower when the orchestra learn to play in crisis. The result is a body that anticipates impact. In an Iowa-style decision task, such bodies may lean toward immediate reward or avoid ambiguity altogether, using somatic markers, Damasio's term, for threat. On a trading desk, that is the tremor you mistake for intuition and the numbness you mistake for certainty. The antidote is not to ignore the body, but to teach it new music. Slow exhales before the open, eyes on a horizon that is not a screen, a ritual of review done at the same hour each day. These are not lifestyle tips. They are recalibrations, inputs to the risk engine. Over months, heart rate variability can rise. The amygdala can be introduced to calm. The prefrontal cortex can resume its rightful role as a gentle governor rather than a weary firefighter. We are mammals. We need signals of safety to permit brave, thoughtful risk. Give the body a village, and it will let the mind explore. All of this gathers into a crescendo that is simple and hard-won. The child you were chose a risk policy to survive a specific world. The adult you are trades in a different one. The golden insight is this: you are not trying to become fearless. You are trying to become well-parented by yourself. In markets, that means building a secure base in ritual and rule. Maximum loss per day, pre-declared, honored, a checklist that speaks to you like a steady guardian, a weekly review that is curious, not cruel. It means extending trust to your future self by making the environment predictable. Same setup, same risk, same exit logic, so that your nervous system learns that uncertainty in price is not uncertainty in care. It means remembering that every urge, chase, freeze, revenge, is a love letter from a younger you asking for safety. When you answer with structure, the scream becomes a whisper, and the whisper becomes wisdom. You do not erase your childhood. You recruit it. The very sensitivity that once kept watch at the door can, under guidance, become exquisite pattern recognition. The caution that once prevented joy can become disciplined patience. The market ceases to be a reenactment of an old house. It becomes a studio where you compose. If this story found you at the edge of a trade or the edge of a memory, stay a moment. Let it breathe. Then help us bring this work to others who trade their past without knowing. Like this film if it gave you a new lens. Share it with the friend who confuses adrenaline for alpha. In the comments, tell us the earliest money moment you remember and the risk habit it may have birthed. We read everyone. Subscribe, ring the bell, and walk with us each week as we decode the mind behind the market. Risk is not a dare, it is a dialogue. Write to your future with the hand your past made steady, and somewhere inside you, a small voice will say, at last, I feel safe enough to choose well.